Hey everybody, Jeff here. I've been working with clients quite a bit lately on this idea of love in leadership. And typically, the response that I get when I introduce this idea that love has a place in leadership, I get some strange looks, some confused faces, and in some cases, outright objection that this is even a subject that we should be talking about. And I've been particularly thinking about it because next week I get the opportunity to work with about 35 accountants. And squarely in the middle of the work that we're going to do next week is the place that love has in leadership. And I used to approach the subject from the standpoint of a distinction, love as a noun and love as a verb. And that when we talk about love in leadership, we're talking about it as a verb, as an action, as loyalty, as teamwork. And that's true. I haven't changed my mind on that. But what I'm also realizing is that love in leadership is actually a noun as well. The traditional form of love that we know of as a feeling, as an emotion, as this connection that we have towards a loved one, a significant other, a favorite football team, or food, or just something that we have a level of affection for. That's our traditional lens that we look at this word love. And love in leadership is different. And it's also a feeling. Love in leadership, and we could say really in any aspect of life where we're interacting with people, that maybe we don't have that natural innate feeling of affection and love in the traditional sense. That the love that needs to come to the table, that we need to bring, is a feeling of commitment, of that feeling of deep, abiding loyalty, of an unconditional support that we have to them. Doesn't mean that we in leadership we can't hold someone accountable, that we can't even at some point even ask them to leave our team or our organization. But the underlying feeling that we have, the love that we have for them, is this idea, this feeling of deep, abiding, unconditional commitment. And we do that without any thought of reciprocation, or that maybe we even feel like we love them, or even that we like them at any given moment. I recently read a story about a marriage counselor who was working with a couple as they were preparing to be married. And she looked at them and said, "So why are you getting married?" And they smiled with that big, engaged, newly, soon to be married look and said, "Well, of course, we just love each other so much." And the counselor, she looked back at them and said, "Well, I hope you have a better reason than that." And the couple looked at him perplexed and was couldn't understand why it needed to be anything else than that. And the counselor, realizing that they were confused by her statement, she wisely simply said, "What happens when that love subsides? What happens in those moments when you don't love each other so much and maybe you don't even like each other?" And the couple looked at each other and said, "Well, that will never happen to us." Well, when we think about love in leadership, it's really a similar idea. We go through a honeymoon period with our team, and we have seasons of time when we like each other, and we have these strong feelings towards one another, that we really like one another, and maybe we can say that we love them. But the type of love that needs to be in our leadership is that love of commitment, so that when things are hard, when mistakes are made, when the pressure is on, that the type of love that we feel and express towards our teams and those that we lead is that love of commitment. So think about this as you go about your day. Think about, where are you in terms of your feelings of love, this feeling of unconditional support and commitment that you have towards your team, and see what starts to come up. I'd love to hear from you and can't wait to talk again soon.